awesome. What's up guys, it's Emily and I wanted to give you guys some back to school advice for anyone going to college. There are some essentials that you might want to know if you're heading off to college for the first time, and if you're not heading off to college for the first time and you're just returning, just some good things to be reminded of. So basically if you're a freshman, I'll start with that because there are some things that I feel like freshmen don't realize that they need to know before they get here. A lot of you start school, I feel like, either next week or like on Monday or the week after, because I know for me I start the week after. Like high school freshmen, the first day is for getting lost, like especially on campus. In college you have this huge campus that you have to walk everywhere to get to your classes. You have like a class in this building and then a class in this building, and then you have to like beat it from this one to this one and walk like 20 minutes this way, and it's crazy, and you may not even know where you're going and may not have had time to go previously have checked out your classes. So it's meant for getting lost, and professors know that, and so if you show up late your first day, they're usually pretty lax on that. They don't really like, they're not going to get up your butt about it. I would suggest going early for sure, because then you can get there, you can talk to people in your classes. I've been in school for, this will be my 5th year now. I always go early so that I can meet people in my classes before the class starts, because that's kind of how you develop friendships and even just acquaintances, and then you can just kind of share your nerves with each other. They may not want to admit it or show it, but honestly they're scared, trust me. I don't know how, I guess it would depend if you're going part-time or full-time. Full-time usually take 15 to 18, and a lot of classes are like 3 days a week, I think, and it depends on what school too. Here it's usually 3 days a week, 2 to 3 days. Every semester for me, I have to like stuff my bag full of like all my books, notebooks, everything, because I don't have a lot of time to go back home and like switch things out and all that. And it's not necessarily every day, but a majority of the time I have to take a lot of my stuff with me because I just don't have time to run home. And I guess it would depend if you live on campus in the dorms or if you live off campus. I would definitely suggest like taking everything that you need for that day with you, just in case you don't have time to go back to your dorm or your apartment. But if you do, then you don't have to worry about that. It'll be a hassle and it'll be heavy, but it'll be worth it because then you'll make it to everything on time. Another important thing is to make sure you get enough sleep, especially when you have morning classes. You don't want to fall asleep during classes or miss your class. A lot of professors have like a either zero tolerance, like you cannot miss class unless you have an excuse, or like you have like a 3-day miss policy the whole semester. You want to make sure you get sleep. It's very important. And to be able to focus and get through your day. Something that I find really helpful is every semester printing out my schedule. Then you don't have to like force yourself to memorize where you're going all the time. And I don't know, when you have so many buildings on campus and so many places to be, so many places to go, there's classrooms like everywhere you turn, it's always good to have a copy of your schedule, because things can change too, so then you can like write it down on there and you don't have to reprint it out. So I don't know, it's always just helpful, and then you can compare your schedules with your classmates to see if you have any other classes together. One thing I never understand, why some people dress like super duper nice in college, presentation or something, or they're trying to impress a professor for some kind of thing, and I'm not saying like inappropriately impress, but like, you know, they have some job or something. Like, I don't understand why people dress super nice every single day. I would suggest just dressing as comfortable as can be, because if you're going to be sitting in class for an hour and a half to sometimes 4 hours, I would not want to be wearing heels, tights, a skirt, and like this tank top that I don't get it. I don't get why people do that. What are you doing to yourself? I literally go to class every day in like basketball shorts and a t-shirt and flip-flops or leggings and a sweater in the winter. I just dress as comfortable as can be, and I probably get judged half the time, but hell, I don't care. I don't have to worry about what you look like going to class, because everybody dresses crazy and different, but I would really suggest dressing as comfortable as possible, because If you're gonna be sitting there forever, you don't want to be having a super massive wedgie or something. Something really cool to do before you get to campus would be to contact your roommate if you're living on campus. You can do this through like Facebook, like your class of whatever, through your college Facebook. Maybe meet up beforehand, because then you can establish a relationship before you actually get there and it's not as awkward. And you can like plan out what you want your dorm to look like, your little fun. Another thing would be to pick out a really good meal plan, because if you have the money, then I would get the biggest meal plan that you can get. Food is expensive on campus, and it also runs out really quick. Just make sure you use your meal plan sparingly, because I ran out of mine like after the first 3 months. Make sure you just watch what you buy, and like I would use a combination of like literally going to the grocery store and having a meal plan. So use both, because if you can, because then you don't use up all of one. Definitely don't be afraid at the beginning of the semester, and even throughout the whole semester, to ask your professor questions, and even students around campus. Everybody's really nice for the most part. Out of 10 people, you'd probably get a half of a person who isn't nice, which I know isn't possible. There's literally not many people who are going to be rude to you. You will run into a lot of people who want to help you, who want to answer your questions. Professors are literally, they get paid a shit ton to sit there and answer your questions. So if they don't answer your question, then you can report them and you will get your question answered by somebody. I feel like everybody has questions, and some people are just too afraid to ask. So if you're the one who asks it, then you may answer a question for somebody else. And how cool is that? That's awesome. That's so nice of you. Something that would be awesome too is to get involved. We have this thing on our campus called Campus Fest, and it's about like 3 weeks into the semester. They set up on this one area, and they have their own tables, and I'm gonna sneeze. Anyways, they set up, and they it's like a couple hours throughout the day, and they just have free stuff they hand out, and they talk about the organizations, and you can go up and ask them questions. It's so cool. They have stuff like from club sports to academic groups to what else? We have Quidditch here. Just don't be afraid to get involved, and especially if you're busy, there's usually something that doesn't take up too much time, and they also benefit your major for when you graduate, like a psychology major, and you get involved in a psychology group on campus. You can put that on your resume when you graduate, and that would be very beneficial to getting a job or for grad school or something. So don't be afraid to do stuff like that, and you'll meet people who have similar interests as you. And finally, I just want to tell you guys, I know this is really cliche, but don't be scared. Try new things and go out and do stuff on your own. College is this crazy but awesome experience in life, and it only comes around once. And if you get the opportunity to go, then take it as a huge blessing. When you take advantage of this and the time passes by, you're gonna look back and be like, damn it, I wish I could have done this, because it's gonna be so beneficial to your career, to your life skills, to your future family and your children. It's gonna be an awesome experience for you. I would majorly suggest, obviously, being responsible, but you know, not being afraid to go do things on your own, and meeting new people, people of different cultures, people who aren't like you, traveling and exploring and just doing well academically, because I feel like it all will just come together. And the first week of college is probably going to be really scary and really hectic, but you don't have to be afraid of people judging you for being afraid, and you don't have to be worried that after the first week it's never going to get better, because it will. The first week is just a little hump in the process. Through the homesickness, because you might get homesick, you will love it. I can promise you that. It's an awesome experience, and I just really wish you guys the best. especially if you're freshmen. I hope you guys love your school that you're going to. You get to enjoy all the benefits that college has. If you guys have any questions about college or want me to make a part 2 or some other back to school stuff, just comment below or message me and I would love to answer them for you.